This is an instructional video on practice with the slope-intercept form. This is the equation, y equals mx plus b, and m is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. You start plotting the point 0b, which is the y-intercept. From that point, count the rise and run according to slope to obtain other points. Connect the points with a line. Do a quick check to see that your graph makes sense. If the slope is negative, is your line decreasing or going to the left? If the slope is a number close to 0, is your line relatively flat? Okay? And if it's positive, is it leaning toward the right? Okay, it doesn't say that, but that's the way it works. All right, so for each function, find the slope m and y-intercept b. Then graph each function, label the coordinates x and y of the 2 points on your line. So we know the equation, y equals mx plus b, that this will be the slope and this will be the y-intercept. So the slope is 7 over 2, b is negative 3. So I'm just going to label these 2, 4, 6, negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, 2, 4, 6, negative 2, negative 4, negative 6. Okay, and so we know that this is 0, negative 3. So we always start at the origin, which is 0, 0, and go down 1, 2, 3. And this is 0, negative 3. Okay, and then when we do the slope, we start at this point, and we're going to go, it's change over y, change over x. So the change over y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 2. Okay, that's your second point. So we went up 7, we went over 2. I'm going to circle these so you don't get them mixed up with the labeling of the axis. So this is 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because while you draw the slope, it's change over y, change over x. The coordinates are x and y. Okay? Now, I'm going to let you try and do the next ones by yourself. I'm going to pause it, and then we'll go over to see how you did. This is a practice, so you should be able to do this. Okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so one thing I did not show you the first time is when you connect the points, you notice that this is a positive slope. There's no negative sign, and notice it leans to the right. So when you connect the dots, it's another way of checking if you're graphing it correctly. Over here, when we graphed, it was a negative 1 over 5, so it went to the left. So first, the y, we went down negative 2, 0, negative 2. Then we went down negative 1, and we went over 5, and the coordinate is 5, comma, negative 2 in parentheses, okay? And then the next one, and remember you can pause it to check your work. Then the next one here, and again, if you notice, see it bends to the left, which is a negative slope. Here, again, there's a negative slope. It leans to the left. And here, I wanted to make sure, when you have like a negative 6, or if you even had a regular 6, it's considered over 1. So your slope would be never negative 6 over 1, rise over run. Okay, so here, the b-intercept is 0, 4, because it's 4. So we go up to 4. Then we come down negative 6, and we go over 1. The coordinate is 1, down 2. Okay, so remember, the change for the slope is rise, which is y over x. The coordinates are x, comma, y. Okay, the next one we have is the b is the y-intercept, so that is 3. So we go up to 3, make a dot. The coordinate points are 0, comma, 3. Then we go down negative 5, because you go down when it's negative, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's positive, you go over to the right, 2. So this has the xy coordinate is 2, negative 2. So we went down 5, and we went over 2. This has a negative slant. Okay? So the next one we have to do is we are going to look at this point and figure out from the graph what is the y-intercept and what is the slope. So the first one, we know this is 0, -2. So we know the b-intercept, or the b or the y-intercept is -2. Over here, if we look at this one, this is 0, -1. So we know that the y-intercept, or the b, is -1. Okay, this is a coordinate. The second number is the y-intercept, because that's where it hits the y-axis. The slope is what you do is, remember, you find 2 points, and then you create the rise over the run. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And since it goes up and over, they're both positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is 4 over 3. Okay, we went up 4 and we went over 3. And the coordinate for this one is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so the equation would be y equals, we have the slope, 4 over 3, x minus 2. Okay, so again, this was the y-intercept. Okay, now the next one we're going to find another point where it intersects, because it makes it easier to draw. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw again. We go down 2 and we go over 3. So we go down -2 and we go over 3. So we go down -2, we go over 3. Okay, and so the equation would be y equals -2/3 x minus 1. Now this coordinate, just because I think it's good to learn how to keep practicing, is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thanks for listening.